What's up, pickle people? In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Salad's rec play. So, she's on her journey at 3.5. She needs to get some experience, or she's going to play some rec. These are going to be with some of our friends and some people that we kind of recently met at our local park. And I'll be going through things that I'm seeing, things that I think that she's doing well, or things that she could be working on. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so good serve there. Nice topspin serve. Nothing wrong there. Okay, so she hits that one into the net. If we take a look, right when it gets to this shot, when she sees that her partner's popping it up like that, the ball's up here, right? She's seeing the ball, but she didn't move back, which didn't give her the amount of time that she needed in order to be able to recover on defense. And there, the shot's a little bit overwhelming, goes into the net. It's a hard shot to get back, so not a big mistake, but in general, if you're playing and you see that your partner pops up a ball, our first instinct should be to take 1 or 2 steps back from the non-volley zone line and get ourselves ready with our paddles low to defend that shot. Yeah, good return here. Okay, so when she's hitting the return on this shot, it's a bit too high. That's going to allow me to have a really nice bounce, and off of that bounce, I'm going to be able to just crush that drive down the middle, right? And so, in general, our return is our opportunity to kind of be aggressive against the advantage that the serve is, and so she's going to want to be able to return that ball somewhere in this general area, right? But when it bounces high like that, she, should want to avoid kind of moving forward and then get ready to return a better ball in order for her to advance up the court. But here, she's starting to move forward. This ball is going to get crushed down the middle there, and that's going to be a tough shot. Very nice topspin serve. And nice, getting into a nice dink. And yeah, she wins the point from there. Very nice. Another good serve from her. Yeah, so. Right, she's dinking. Oh, yeah, so nothing wrong there. I think she did a really good job with hitting this drop and moving forward from it. And then she was able to get into a little bit of a dink rally, and then the point ended. So yeah, solid job there. Yeah, so she's doing really good job at getting these like cross-court dinks. Seems like she's got that down pretty consistently, which is great. Score dink. Get some help from the net. Yeah, that's good. Alright, another high ball, and then just crush it down the middle. So obviously you can't return every serve perfectly, so I'm not gonna say that these are constant mistakes or anything, but it's a good reminder for us that when we're returning the serve, if you know that person serves big, you watch them serve the first serve of the game, give yourself a little bit more time to react to that serve and step a little bit further back. Otherwise, if you hit a lob like that, you'll end up losing the point. So lob, and yeah. So at this point the camera overheated, but I think the most consistent mistake in that first game was just lobbing back the returns, hitting them too shallow and too high, and allowing me to have the opportunity to just crush the ball, right? So first big note is just, if you're finding that you're lobbing back your returns and the lobs are really shallow, give yourself 1 or 2 steps back from the baseline to give yourself more time to react and hit a quality return.
All right.
I'm dying.
Recreational play.
I'm dying.
So it was really hot this day, and so some of the footwork comments might not necessarily apply it was just really hard to move out there. Okay, nice drop attempt. I think, yeah, it was close. I think like we all saw that, like hit the kind of top part of the net. Yeah, and so I like that. It's a nice idea to go for that third shot drop. Yeah, it's a good shot. Great shot. She knows it. Yeah, so yeah, solid there. I think a lot of these shots, they're not hit with enough pace for the height that they're flying at, and so they can be easily punished. So right here, we're gonna see when she's returning it, ball is like that high, right? And anytime that the ball is above your head here, so here's our friend Gil, I like to split the body into like 3 zones. From your feet to your knee, that's going to be called the red zone, and that's where it's pretty risky to hit the volley out of the air. From your knee to about your waist, that's going to be the yellow zone. So this is like a 50-50 area. You can choose to hit a volley out of the air or not. And then from your waist higher, that should be over the net. So this is going to be your green zone. You should be smashing all those balls, right? And so if we're going to be hitting balls into the opponent's green zone, we should, try to make sure that there's something to the ball that's not just kind of floating to them. Maybe have some pace or at a slightly trickier angle. Yeah, those are good things to keep an eye on. But here, she's just not quite able to find that. And then it's over. Yeah, good serve from her. And again, floating it. I think her idea is to try to hit a drop, which is a good idea to have, so I won't fault that. Another good serve. Yeah. And I throw the point. Yeah, great shot. Great defense of her alley. Sometimes when you're seeing your opponent, you can kind of like look into their eyes and see where they plan to aim the ball. So here, you can kind of see Brian's thinking like, I'm going down the alley this way, right? This is our friend Brian. And so at the very last second, she's able to catch that. She processes, I think, like right here. And then she turns to get her paddle on it. Yep. And then after that, it's actually a fairly controlled shot. Leads to a failed dink. Okay. Good return. Yeah, just blasting it. Yeah, so she's still going for that drop, and she gets them to touch paddles in midair. Yeah, so that's tricky. Usually we want to avoid hitting the ball when we're on the move. And so here she kind of makes that mistake. She's moving forward and hitting the ball. So something that, we can work on. Obviously, it was hard that day to have good footwork. So we're not going to be too hard on her for that. But that's the explanation of why that ball pops up, right? You have this extra momentum carrying you through the ball. You also have the movement of your arm and your wrist. And so all of those things put together is just going to give you a little too much juice when you're moving. Oh, yep, that pops up. Again, if we look at the ball, this is going to be in Brian's green zone. He should be crushing this ball, and he does. Yeah, a good point. I mean, that was the right idea, right? If we kind of go back before the misfortune happened, we'll see that this ball is right in her green zone, right? However, she's positioned in kind of an awkward way, and so when she does go for this volley, you'll see that her arm's a little bit too close to her body, and that's going to disrupt how natural this feels, right? See, right there. Right here. If we watch her here, no, right here. Yeah, so her arm gets really close to her body right before she swings it, and that's going to cause her to make that kind of mistake, right? And if you're ever dumping the ball into the net like this, the remedy is actually to not wait for the ball, but meet the ball, right? The longer that you wait for the ball, the more chance there is that it's close to your body. And when we hit with our paddle close to our body and our elbow kind of scrunched up, a lot of times that's going to lead to inconsistency. But if we meet the ball, we can kind of set our own terms on where we choose to hit it, and you know, hopefully hit a successful volley. Yeah, so that's a tricky shot. In general, you want to avoid hitting these like pickups, and she does a really great job with this actually. Like, this is a very nice pickup in terms of the timing. But if we look at and see like where that ball is going, Gil's smart. He's lowering his body because he knows that that's green zone, and boom. Luckily, the ball goes out. But in general, we want to avoid those pickups if we can. What that looks like is, you know, stopping, making sure that we're stable before we advance up the court. And knowing that, like, when is a good ball to advance up on the court. Yeah, it's a nice dink. Good, yeah. Nothing wrong with that point. Yeah, excellent drive. So, if you're having trouble with your drives, I think what she does here is super good. The timing is slightly off, but the mechanics of it are really sound. When the ball bounces, she should be a little bit closer, so she should ideally be maybe like right here by this point, instead of as far back as she is. But because she's got all this extra room to step into the court, that allows her to get a lot of free power when she's hitting that drive. So steps in and hits it, right? If you think about the way that baseball pitchers throw the ball, the kind of kinetic motion is the same, right? So let's watch this again. She waits, steps in, swings, right? It's a fast drive. Should have been an easy shot, but I botched the point. So she did really well there. Yeah, great shot. Oh, so there's a moment of indecision. I think you can see her pause to process whether or not that ball is going out or not. And at the very last second, she decides she's gonna go for it. And by that time, it's a little bit too late. So here, she's thinking. It's like a juicy ball. Maybe it's going out. And right here, she decides, oh, I'm going to swing. She should have started having her paddle up maybe like a second before that. So go here. She should have her paddle up here, right? At this point, you might as well commit. If it's a situation where it's a 50-50, you're unsure if it's going to land in or out, just go for it, right? It's better to try to put the ball away or at least keep in play than to kind of turn around, wait, look at the ball, and then see that it landed in. So paddle up here, and she won't mess up the timing, but because there's a bit of uncertainty, she gets this. Yeah, very nice alley defense. Very good. She gets it in, and here. Oh, almost gets it. So it's good hustle. I mean, it was a hot day. The ideal situation is after you've kind of popped up the lob. Let's see. Yeah, after you've hit this lob, as you're watching, you don't want to watch the ball. You want to watch your opponent and see, you know, what does it look like they're going to do, right? Here, he kind of doesn't look like he's really committing that hard. And so as soon as that happens, as soon as we see the ball kind of touch their paddle, we should have already been starting our split step. And so that's to kind of allow us to be ready for the next shot. I think if she split step here, she could have gotten there with enough time to spare. But yeah, it was good hustle. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, she's ready. There it is. Yeah, a bit of an awkward shot, but it was good, right? So she's got nice timing on this shot. Look how early she pulls her paddle up. It's right here, right? She's beginning to pull it up. She's got her hand extended, aiming at the ball, right? And then she's able to hit that ball. Next ball gets a little bit too close, right? And then she kind of hits like this, kind of gentle block, which is fine. I mean, like it's chicken winged here. I think if she tried to attack the ball forward here, rather than wait for the ball to come to her, she would have had a better shot. But oftentimes, it's really hard to think about doing all that unless you've done the drills and stuff. So, yeah. and they lose the game. Good defense by Gil, though.
I barely did anything.
Okay, next game. Yeah, tough return here. She gets up to the line and hits after a deep return. It's very good. Good footwork there. Good return. Or I mean, good serve. Yeah, that's a nice drop actually. Bit of an awkward technique, but it's a nice drop. And she gets the point. So, yeah, I think what's really good about what she's really been adding to her game is the things that we've done off of that drop lesson. She's been more confident in hitting those drops, especially on the third shot. Yeah, you see that that's actually a nice topspin drop, and she's able to set herself up to do a two-handed smash. So, yeah, great stuff. Yeah, so here what I really like about this is when your opponent's hitting these kind of short serves, you're gonna get that like free momentum during your return. And so ideally you don't want to run through your return, you want to run up to the ball and then stop and then hit it. But here she's kind of like able to athletically run to the ball, hit the ball, and keep running through all the way to kitchen line, right? So that's going to put her at an advantage. And as soon as she gets there, we have a lot of pressure on them. They're kind of unsure what to do, and I put away the point. Great serve here. So far she's getting all her serves in. She hasn't missed a single one. Yeah, a bit late, but she's able to recover, right? So again here, I think for her to get to that next level in terms of the volleys, we're gonna watch this point again. So in order for her to get to the next level, she's got a great shot there. And as soon as she knows that she's got a good shot, there's this kind of simple saying, the ball always comes back, right? She knows that if the next shot is coming back, it's likely not going to be, a very good quality shot. And so what she's going to want to do is just go ahead and get ready for that next shot and punish it. Here, she just barely gets to it as it's flying. Maybe there's a chance that that flies out of bounds, but she's able to get to it still with a snap of her wrist, and then that's what leads to winning the point. So yeah, good recovery play, but preparation could be slightly more efficient. Yeah, very nice drop there. I like it. And then she just attacks the next shot. I'm very lucky, and I didn't sell the point. Great play by her all around. Yeah, and these serves are looking very good. She's been working on a topspin serve. Yeah, she's got a drop on the third. They're attacking, and yeah, so first serve that she's missed. At this point, we've probably played about 25 minutes, and just look at the body language here. Just totally, kind of maybe exhausted at this point, honestly. I think she was just like super hot, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, figuratively speaking. So, but yeah, we've kind of been through 5 minutes of footage. I already condensed this down from about 25 minutes of play, so a lot of her serves were going in. I think this was the first one that she missed. Yeah, so here I think that return could have been hit slightly better. This is maybe a bane of getting confident with her drops, is that she's wanting to drop every single thing. Usually we want to keep that drop for when we're serving, and with our return, because of the 2-bounce rule in pickleball, we want to hit that as aggressively as we can, nice and deep, to make the other team uncomfortable and unable to push towards the kitchen. But here, because the shot is a bit short, they're able to come up, and he's able to come to the kitchen. Oh, and this is a heartbreaker of a shot. So if we were to pause here on this frame and try to think like, what are her options? She could just like turn her paddle face so that it's like this, and then just gently have the paddle tap the ball over. She could maybe try to push it into the court to keep the play going. Yeah, but let's pause for a second and think like, what's her best play here, and let's see what actually happens. Okay, so welcome back. This is the rest of the clip. Oh no. So she instantly sees that she made a mistake there. I think, in my opinion, the kind of smoothest play to allow for the highest percentage shot would be to kind of straighten the arm out, and then imagine if my hand is the paddle, just gently guide the paddle so that the ball is going sideways, right? I think that would allow her the greatest margin of error for this kind of play. Obviously, I understand the temptation, like the ball is this high, like who could lose a point from this position? But it's got a bit of backspin. It's not exactly a straightforward ball to hit. Sometimes it's better to go for the safer play rather than the finishing play, right? Because sometimes the finishing play will come back and finish you. Alright, so nice dinking, and yeah, she's been very successful with the dinks in this rec play. Yeah, very nice low shot, sets herself up. Great play. Yeah, so I like what she does here actually. The footwork is actually quite nice. After he returns it, she has two options. She can come up forward on this shot and try to take it out of the air, right? We see the ball's right here, right? So there's a chance if she makes her way to the kitchen line, she can reach into the kitchen, hit that ball out of the air. But I think she recognizes maybe not enough time to do all of that. So she does a nice couple preemptive steps behind the ball and then hits that dink in front of her. Yeah, she's doing really well here with her dinking. I like that she's kind of consistently going cross court. I decided to get aggressive, but the cross court dink has been her bread and butter this whole rec play, right? She hasn't missed a single one. She's utilizing the length of the court there to keep her shots consistent, and they're great. Like, she's hitting really high quality dinks, so yeah. Oh, great shot. So that's a pretty advanced technique. Definitely won't see that too much at 3-5. But once she gets that pop-up here, from me, of all people, she decides to go for the flick, right? So she reaches into the kitchen here, good preparation on the paddle, face is turned lower towards the ground, right? If you have that face pointed in the other direction, that ball is going to launch out, right? But she got a good paddle preparation here, and then she just flicks that wrist across and catches him off guard. Great play. Oh, so she's popping it up a little bit here. Again, I think we see that last time that she popped it up, it was because she was hitting in motion, right? And so here, same thing happens. She hit in motion, didn't quite stop before hitting the ball, and then popped it up. And then I killed her partner.
No worries.
Yeah, great hands here. Honestly, a good attempt. I think not too much that she could have done here other than, you know, trying to not pop it up, but that's the name of the game, so. Yeah, I like this return. It's nice and deep, right? If we can get it to that 3/4 court or further, that's what we want to go for. Oh. So here, I think she could have kept on moving up to the kitchen line. I think she had the time after her return to get there, but she's taking a bit too long and gets caught. Oh, that's actually a nice drop, but partner kind of throws it. Yeah, so short return allows us to come to the kitchen very easily, but again, the cross-court dink, that's what she's been going to. Yeah, so here, last thing I think is keeping that paddle up, right? So as soon as we're getting in this hands battle, me against her partner, she's kind of not keeping her paddle up as much, and as soon as it gets to her, she's caught in that awkward spot, right? So rather than holding the paddle kind of default on the backhand side, you know, maybe you feel more comfortable holding the paddle on the backhand side, right? But I think the more helpful thing to do is imagine that the ball has a magnet and the tip of your paddle has a magnet, and keep that magnet focused there, right? So that's going to allow you to get an extra couple seconds there. She wouldn't have had to hit a backhand, like in this kind of open position. She would have been able to probably keep her wrist turned and then hit it downwards, but not a bad play. It's tough. And it's a good smash after. Oh, into the ground. So think just got a little too excited here. Let's see how she prepares. Yeah, the preparation looks good. She's here. This is still in the green zone, but it falls a bit lower into the green zone. I think she swings it straight across. If she tried to put a little bit of topspin on it and hit it kind of like a roll on the backhand side, that might have been more successful. But yeah, it's a good try. Yeah, nice dink. Again, going cross court. She's 100% for those cross court dinks. Hands battle, unlucky. I mean, that was great by her. I think that it's very solid. Oh!
Oh, no way!
Yeah, good hustle there. But again, hitting in motion leads to pop-ups, right? So the first thing from the first third of this video, we were really focused on, don't hit these like shallow lobs on the return. I think the story of the game here is don't hit when you're in motion, right? Because it's going to pop the ball up every time. Ooh, so that's tough, right? I think that these shots are really hard to play in rec play when you don't know your partner. In general, there's this kind of idea that, oh, like, depending on whose half of the court it's in, that's who's supposed to get the ball. But you also have to take into account the trajectory of the ball, right? And so here the trajectory of the ball is going towards her forehand. She should be taking that forehand. Yeah, very nice drop. But again, it's a nice drop, but she's the one returning, right? So she should be pushing this ball as deep as she can rather than allowing me to come up to the net. And then we finish the point. End the game, apparently. Alright, great serve. Honestly, like, it's nothing more I can say there. It's a nice short serve, which generally isn't something that I would prescribe, but look at that angle and where it lands. It's right in this corner, going out. Excellent serve. Yeah, great drop. Great third shot drop there. Hits it to his backhand too, which is great. And, unfortunately, they hit the ball a little too floaty and I attack. Here, do a trick shot. Nothing more she could do there. Good serve. Yeah, still hitting it a little bit high though. Watch her return of my return. Look where that ball is. It's flying up. That's going to be green zone all day long. And so, yeah, points already kind of at a disadvantage after that. Alright, reaching in. Yeah, got caught a little bit. The split step right when they hit the serve, that'll help you with that. Yeah, good return. Just making her way up. But it's a little bit too high. Again, does that come off of her moving in motion or hitting in motion? Let's see. She's moving. Yeah, she's moving through that shot. Doesn't quite have the balance and then pops the ball up. Yeah, so actually great alley defense there. Oh, body bagged. Yeah, that's a great shot. So that's one of the, kind of the rare times when you're running up for a shot and you're able to successfully hit it, right? But I mean, this is just a great shot. She hits it to the person who's in motion. So if she hit it to me, I could have had a chance to maybe flick that back. But as she's hitting it to the partner, he's going to be the one that's in motion. His shot's going to be way more difficult. I try to cover and I lose the point. And look at this airtime. Fantastic. Oh, tough shot. So that's mainly on her partner. Good serve. Bit of a pop-up, but I think it's, she's trying to go for a drop. And then she decides to get aggressive. Yeah, not a bad play. Still working on those drops, which is good. That's almost an insane pickup. Definitely, maybe she should have given herself a little bit more space there. Oh! Got him through the wickets. This goes through his legs here. Yeah, I got him. Alright, good return. Yeah, that's a good leave. I thought she was totally going to hit that, but another good skill for any 3.5 or aspiring 3.5 player to have. Just know when the ball is going out, right? She recognizes she's on the edge of the court, that ball's still flying. She pulls her paddle back at the last second. That's a free point. Oof. Yes, it's good. Good backhand flick. Oh, but she gets caught with her feet stuck in place here. So I think she committed her weight on this shot a little bit too early. And then that caused her to get jammed up, right? This shot's really slow, actually. She has time for a couple micro steps here, but she decides I'm gonna start putting weight on my feet here, and then doesn't have quite enough reach. Yeah, nice little play here. He says that the ball is on the court, so they're gonna redo the point. Yeah, it's a great return. It's not deep, but the angle is great, and that leads me to put it into the net, so it's a good return there. Oh yeah, it was a good serve. I was being cheeky. I was thinking I could return her serve off the rise, and I paid the price because it was actually quite deep serve. Up, out. Good serve. All right, new game. Yeah, so that should be a little bit lower. Luckily, my partner hits it out. Yeah, so here, obviously the idea is to go for drops. She was able to get a drop, make advance up the net, which is good. These are good ideas that she's working on. Yeah, so I like the way that she hits this shot, actually. Even though it's not in the kitchen, that doesn't mean that it was a bad drop, right? If we see the path of the ball after she hits it, right? The path of this ball is actually going to end up going this way, and it's going to land right at George's feet here, right? And aiming at your opponent's feet is always a good thing because of the red zone, right? If they're hitting the ball in the red zone, then that means that they're going to pop up the next ball for you to finish. Here, it's just too good, and George can't even get it back. Great shot. Yeah, that's a crazy pickup shot. Excellent point. So, a couple really good things here. Right here, I think, yeah, we see her give support to Gil, right? She's ready to hit that ball in case he misses, so I like that. That's really good preparation. Paddle tips following the ball here. And then there's another shot after my volley, I think, where she hits a really nice pickup. Again, kind of last resort, but I've noticed that actually is a very nice natural talent that she has for hitting those pickups. So she's comfortable hitting that shot. So as we watch here, the ball is going to bounce super quickly and it's going to snap back. Boop. And that catches George off guard. George is going to defend that. Gil's going to come over. She does a great rotation here, right? So we haven't covered doubles movement that much. Gil looks like he's in shock. But we haven't covered doubles movement that much. If your partner is going to be aggressive, we shouldn't ever complain about that, right? We want our partner to attack. We want them to give us opportunities to win. And so she's moving over to the side here to cover all this empty space that he left behind. I think that's an excellent defensive rotation on her part to get ready for the next shot. And obviously hits a tough shot back in the direction where Gil was. So yeah, great play all around. Nothing to really fault her for there. Yeah, so nice drop there. I can't hit an aggressive volley, really. That's just a bit of a mistake by her partner. Yeah, so this is a decent return, right? It's close to the 3/4 court. It's forcing me to kind of hit that backhand back to her. She gets low and hits that volley, right? So this is actually a really underrated kind of stability move that she's doing. It's like the conceptual inverse of running through the ball. It's actually getting lower on the volley to allow yourself to have a steady base, right? And look how well she hits that ball. It's nice and low and controlled. Very nice. Yeah, that's a great shot. Honestly, a great shot. So what's great about this is when you reach into the kitchen on some of these volleys, right? A lot of players will just let a ball like what George is about to hit right here. They would just let this ball bounce, right? And actually, that's a fine play. But sometimes pickleball's a game about rhythm, and if I'm expecting her to let the ball bounce and then get ready, if she reaches in like she does here, and this is, you know, she's hitting that in that like yellow-green zone, that bit of time that I have less of, that's going to be sneaky, and it's going to allow her to catch us both off guard. Oop. So George is running through that. He didn't think that she was going to hit it that soon. Great shot. Oof, gets caught. That's tough. Just a tough shot. Yeah, nice deep volley there. So excellent spot. I think I say so in the clip. But what's great about that shot is just the way she's hitting it. I'm not in any position where this kind of ball is a threat if it's a little bit higher. In fact, her putting me in this position forces me to hit kind of a transition zone volley, which can be a bit of a 50-50, right? My momentum was carrying me a little bit too much, and then I wasn't able to get to the ball in time. Into the net. Excellent spot. Yeah, so some nice defense here. Oh, she throws her paddle because, again, it's a really hot day. Her hands were so sweaty, so she ends up losing the paddle there. Yeah, excellent shot here. She's playing it, and then I think she gets distracted by the ball rolling. But yeah, it was great. Like the dinks leading up to that last bit, very nice. Yeah, that's a nice idea. I mean, it was a low shot. Yeah, that's great. Honestly, this reaction shocked me. I think like I was trying to put her to the test a little bit. I just hit a drive right at her, and she actually just snaps it back, right? And she does that because she's holding on the backhand side. So earlier, I kind of mentioned how it's helpful to have your paddle tip tracking the ball. Here, her preparation to just hit a backhand volley pays dividends. I think the strategic move for her is that she thinks it's going to be really hard for me to hit on this side of the court, which is a smart thing to think, right? Like I'd have to hit a very steep shot in order to put it on this side. And so she already knows, like, let me just cover the center. If it's there, I'll be ready. And she is. Bam. Great shot. Yeah, bit of a floater there. But again, I think her idea is to hit a drop, so I'm not going to discourage her from doing that. Here, again, nice high shot. George is in the way, but I actually hit a tweener, which I shouldn't have done probably, because then she punishes me with a lob. Yeah, a bit high. Good reach. Yeah, solid play. Yeah, so I like that she didn't try to go for too much there. I poached, and she knew that, okay, like, he's probably going to be out of position. Let me just make them win the point, right? She drops it, puts in dink rally, then sets up her partner. Nice serve here. I'm running in. This is a genius shot. It's right over my paddle. She knows that I have this tendency. She's been observing. She recognized I have a tendency to rush in after this shot, so she's just going to hit a lob. That's a great shot. Definitely not one that you want to hit all the time, but it's a free point when you can get it. Again, another really nice serve. Yeah, simple point. Yep, that's a great smash, right at the feet, right? She's ready for that one. Let's see when she gets her paddle up. I think it's the next play. Yeah, her paddle's up already here, arms extended out. And I don't know if you noticed, but she actually does something really interesting right before this. If you watch her closely, when the ball is coming back, watch her left shoulder. And she actually feints left to kind of make it seem like she's covering her alley. As soon as she notices that it's not going down the alley, she's getting her hands ready, smashing that ball at the feet. Great spot. Yeah, great drop. Great drop. And sets her partner up. Yeah, that's great. Great shot. Great shot. All right, so thanks so much for watching. I think the main things that we're going to work on next is the returns of serve. I think that we want to get rid of that tendency to hit the drops on the serve or hit those like shallow lobs on the returns. And then we're going to work on kind of what it is to split step in motion, give herself a little bit more stability when she's hitting those shots. So I think that's what we'll be working on next. Those are the two kind of main glaring errors. Quite a lot of good things going on in this rec play footage, honestly. And so I'd say that once she shores that up, easily could compete at 3.0, maybe even a little bit higher, right? But it's going to take some time to get that consistent and make that second nature. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think she's making good progress to getting to 3.5. So join me in the next video where we kind of go through some drills that she can do to build those habits. All right, stay practical. I'll see you in the next video.